It's the lore size. Anyway, bros, this is part 2 to what I learned 10 years of adulthood, and nothing really. I had recorded this video when I came back home, but my mic wasn't working, and then I just recorded some of this video, and I just realized I'm not recording at all. So here we are. This is like take, I don't know, 705. Anyway, bros, this is part 2, so we're gonna get in it. The next one is a slow descent into social media. Also, if you're here from the first video, like part 1, thank you. Alright, I just appreciate it that you came to see part 2. And if you're confused, look at part 1. Also, in the description of part 1's video, I put that I should have redone the video because how I wanted the video to go, it didn't go as how I wanted it to. You know, different expectations for your mind versus reality. But I decided not to redo that video because it took me quite a long time to finally post another video. I wanted to show what it's like to have your attention span be absolute crap. And this is what it's like. Like, the attention span's gone. It's getting better, but I think I said this in another video. Anyway, so that kind of shows you the slow descent into social media. To be honest, I am just gonna have my freaking laptop right here. Check that out. Oh, isn't that cool? Anyway, if you know, you know. Freaking J-Lo. Okay, so who am I? Am I really my own person or just another copy of someone else? The first taste of social media for me had to be like in junior high with Facebook. And then Snapchat came later. I started Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, Twitter, and Tumblr. TikTok after 2020. Tumblr I didn't have for that long. I didn't care for the style, like how the setup, you know? Because of Facebook, more social with friends, talking with kids at school because of the games that were available on Facebook. Like, do you guys remember Farmville? I don't know. And there was also like this nightclub one where you would make avatars, and then you would text what you would like. You'd write what you would put, and then a text box would show up. Jesus Christ. Bros, I am sweating to death up here. All forms, connecting with friends and fellow classmates after graduation, keeping up with everyone. People started to post their accomplishments. That for me is when like comparison kind of really feels like everyone else is moving forward while you're at a standstill or maybe even sinking. Influences from the audience, the algorithm, and other creators, learning from others, while at the same time trying to learn about yourself. Okay, when everyone else is living and posting about it, very easy to compare it to your own life and wonder, am I at the right stage in life compared to my peers? So this is a lot. Going back to the comparison slide in the first video, following trends like everyone else, you start to lose what made you different. Welcomed it all in and somewhat adapted to it while also not understanding the effect it will have on us. Made us social, right? Yet, how many prefer the light of a screen compared to the true warmth of a real-life friendship? Yeah. Social media addiction, what exactly did it do to us? Who knows? Program us to react a certain way? Maybe another way to desensitize the population, the dopamine hits? Is it another way of control? Who knows? I don't know. All feeds into hyper-consumerism. Are we the product now? Who has your attention? Hopefully I have your attention. What have I learned 10 years using social media? I don't think the floor's doing too good. It's an old house. It's great. I learned it sucks. I don't know what else. Like, it's like, it was great at the beginning because I think it's like when I was a kid, we would like, you know, do updates on Facebook and see who's out, like who wants to hang out, bored, you know, that kind of thing. So it made me like pretty social, but it's also your kid. And at the time we were still outside like playing. That's all we could do around here, just go outside and hang out. The change that I saw, I think, was after graduation, because that's when I started to get more of the social media. That was like the first thing that I talked about. And I've deleted all my social media except for YouTube. And then I also got Facebook back just for the marketplace, and you need it to keep up to date in your area, which is stupid. It's like papers, like I don't know. But after that, when I like really focused on the internet, everything was fine because I was just seeing everybody that I went to school with updating their lives, you know? And then that also was like a reason why I didn't want social media, because it was making me compare my own life to other people, which is stupid. But it shifted when I started to follow other people besides the people that were in my life, you know? So when I started following like influencers, but I never really followed them. I followed people more like in a niche. So certain people that did like cosplay, I would follow them. People that did nails, I'd follow them, you know? I wasn't actually like following straight up influencers. So after that, that's when I noticed my algorithm completely shutting off like everybody that I was friends with like before and followed, the people that were actually in my life. And then I was just getting pushed like bigger creators, and then the algorithm was also pushing more of that kind of stuff. And then soon it was like, geez, do I still have any friends from school like on here still? It's so weird how much it's changed, because I can remember it, but also it's like a blink of an eye. And I think that's a lot to do with like self-awareness, which is the next one. I don't know what kids are looking at nowadays. Like if they're seeing the same stuff that I'm seeing, then it's like, this ain't good for the kids, man. Look at the adults. Look what it's doing to us. And it's like, but then it's also, if an adult is in that kind of, damn it, in that way of thinking where you just get lost in the internet, you know, distracted, then your kid will probably do the same because they're looking at you, you know? Social media is a bit, I'm thankful I grew up in the time I did, so I wasn't extremely reliant on the internet or social media in general. I don't think we're supposed to know this much. Like, it's so much information all at once. And what does that do to a brain? Like, anytime there's too much going on in your brain, what happens? Come on, you get burnt out. The problem with social media is the fact that I can know exactly what everybody else, what they're feeling or what they're going through, and not just in my own area, but in the city, in the state, in the country, in the world. Like, you can see everything that's going on, everything bad. And again, most of the stuff that is viral is going to be negative because that's what gets the views. Why? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Not gonna lie, but that's what gets pushed the most. It's too much information all at once, and we were just given the tools for it, not how to navigate it, how it could affect us. Like, it's crazy because we're in present times. We don't know what it's gonna entirely do to us because we're living it right now. We can already see what social media does to us, like a lot of antisocial people, the attention span, the constant dopamine hits, the constant negativity in the news, just a constant flood of negative stuff that's going on all around us. Social media, I think it's a great tool, but there's so much wrong with it, and it's crazy how we have access to it, not gonna lie. But I mean, it's nice too, so we can, if you do research and whatnot, you can tell like when shit's not going right, you know? But I think most people are just stuck in echo chambers. That's another thing with social media, the echo chambers. Like, you could go years without knowing anything that's going on because you're stuck in an echo chamber. That was me. I was like in K-pop, a K-pop echo chamber for years, until I eventually looked around and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, you know, like it's so easy to get locked in that. Then the animosity on the internet too, how people are just jackasses. Like, there's so many topics on it, but what I've learned from it is that we were a bit too naive, to be honest. I mean, it was great. What a great innovation, which it is. I mean, it's amazing, but we just didn't really think about long term in the future what it would do. You know, I think people just thought people would adapt to it easily, which they did, but at what cost, you know? At what freaking cost? That's all I have to say. So I think I'm going to move on from social media, because now my stomach's growling, which is just great. It's breakfast time. Anyway, next one is self-awareness. This took 15 minutes. And reflection. So I want to be a good person. I never thought it would be this hard to choose kindness. Didn't really get to know myself until my mid-late 20s. Easy to fall in line and do what everyone else does. Influence from social media on who and where you should be in life. You're a sponge throughout life, learning and absorbing your surroundings. If you don't understand that, well, I'm shaking the camera, then go watch part 1 about sponges. Age and milestones don't define your maturity. Have I already read this? Need to be uncomfortable with your thoughts, a lot of pressure on you. If you look out for everybody else, who is looking out for you? Get away from individualism and try to understand the benefits of community. Like, oh, there's just so much. So this is what had helped me with my self-reflection. Does that do anything? I just pressed a button. Sit with yourself. Be alone. Be bored. Learn to flood your mind and learn to empty it. Help is always available. Take accountability. Therapy is also available too. And again, with that thing, it works for some people. Not everybody, but it's also, you have to find the good fit. It's just like a doctor or dentist. You have to hunt for the one that listens to you, you know, like, well, actually is a good provider, basically. Start to have deep and meaningful conversations. Be open to others. Be open to learning new things. Be kind to yourself above all else. Love yourself. Accept yourself and learn social norms. So, yeah. What the hell do I have to say about that? But that's basically it. Also, the main thing though, if you are working on yourself, there's going to be times where you're going to fail. There's going to be a lot of times where you're trying to maybe correct a bad behavior of your own and you go out and do the same behavior. That's all right. I mean, it's not all right, but if you fail, it's okay. Like, you have to, yeah, just like what I said, you have to be kind to yourself, because you're gonna fail. Like, it's inevitable, like, it's a possibility, so you need to be able to just take it and keep going, you know? Also, another thing with love yourself, I love the message, but there is a point where people say love yourself when it doesn't like take the accountability, or it doesn't of what's wrong, you know? Does that make any sense? I don't know. Like, it's another thing where people can brush off what's going on. Oh, just love yourself, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, let's say if you're depressed and somebody tells you just love yourself or some shit, it's like it doesn't really do anything. And it's also, if you're in that deep, it's not that easy. Like, you can say it, but it's pretty hard to do that if you truly hate yourself, you know, is what I'm trying to say. The more kind of message that I like compared to love yourself is the accept yourself, because it's so much easier just to accept yourself. Because a lot of times, depending on whatever, it's like for beauty standards or something, it's like all these little different things that are telling you that of why you should hate yourself. And it's like, how do you expect me to love myself when all this stuff you're saying I need fixed or something? And that's where it's probably better if you learn to accept yourself and understand that a lot of that is outside voices, you know, telling you what to do, telling you what to buy, telling you how you should feel. It's, oh, I swear to God, it's a fucking mess. That's all I have to say about that. a lot to do with the whole self-awareness and reflection. It's, you just open your mind is all I can say, and it does. It's not some incredible journey of enlightenment where you're gonna feel better after becoming self-aware or self-reflecting on whatever in your life. A lot of times it's gonna be a lot of hard conversations with yourself, with others and whatnot, but you do have to confront certain things that do make you very uncomfortable, you know? And that's something that was really difficult for me, but it was so worth it in the end. Just to, it's almost like a weight lifted off you. Like, as much as it was nice being ignorant and not knowing much of what's going on in the world, you know, ignorance is bliss. I think it was so worth it to just be aware of what's happening. And I can't believe it took me this long, and how I just ignored so much stuff and just stayed in my comfort zone, away from reality, distracting constantly. And it's not worth it, because one day you are going to look around and you're going to realize, oh shit, this is bad. This is horrible. What happened? You didn't do anything, man. I don't know what the freak I'm talking about. Anyway, it's real easy also to be a bad person. Very easy. I know this because I don't like people. And so it's extremely easy. The hardest thing for me, though, is to be kind. And it's not like I'm a hateful person, but it's weird. It's moving on. Mental and physical health. I can't. Okay, so how do I take care of myself in a world that never cared about me to begin with? I don't know. More self-awareness. This is kind of the same shit. Checking up on yourself and others. Remember, if you're checking up on everybody else, who's checking up on you? Hopefully you have somebody in your life that is checking up on you, but next, therapy is always an option, not for everybody. Like I said, that it takes time. You need patience. Yeah, that's where it's like, oh, I'll be done after one session. It's like, that's not how it works. Or like a week or so. It's like, a lot of times certain things like depression, anxiety, it doesn't leave you. You know, that kind of thing. No cure. Yeah, there we go. It takes time to understand what's going on with you, why, how it happened. Like, and then learning kind of coping skills on how to, well, basically just, you learn how to cope with it and how to live with it, and you learn to accept it. It's that kind of thing. And then a lot of times, for most people I've seen, it's kind of best if you do go see a professional, just because that's a professional that has studied this. And again, if one doesn't work out, try another. Might as well. It's a tool that you can use, so why not? Oh, I was telling my friend this, that therapy's kind of like a tool, and if it doesn't work out, or if it's a bad fit, you know, a bad therapist, then it's a bad tool. What do you do when you have a bad tool? You go buy another one. So that's all it is, bros. Okay. Learn how to cope and live with yourself. Easier said than done. A lot is shoved into our brains as soon as you log in. That's like going online. As soon as you browse any social media, you're already getting fed all sorts of information. Okay. Is there enough support in your area? Like mental health wise, like in the schools in the area, if someone's having a mental health crisis, is there anywhere that you can call, or anywhere you can go to get help? Like, who knows? Anyway, was there any counselor available in your school? Now, I got shit to say about that, but I think I'm gonna sit on it for a bit to really get how I feel about it, because it could just be emotional, and it's okay. Moving on. Do the people around you take mental health seriously? Okay, so that's one that got me a lot when I started to question if there's something wrong with me. So like, I got anxiety and depression, bros. Let's go. It's all good though. I have found a way somehow. Will to live? Who knows? Anyway, the hardest part was knowing, like really, I knew what was wrong, and then trying to explain it to other people, and then be told, no, it's not. No, you're not like that. No, you don't got that. Or that's not real. I've heard that. You're overthinking it. You know, that kind of thing. They just brush it off, and then nothing gets done about it, you know? So hopefully you have people that actually take it seriously around you. Finding a provider, health insurance is not the best. Yes, if you live in the US, I just hope you have a will written, man. The mind and body you were born with. You got what you got. That kind of thing, and that's where it is very unfair for how a lot of people ended up, like, being born. So that's where you just gotta learn how to live with it, you know? That kind of thing, because there's a lot of stuff like that straight up is out of your control. Like, you didn't ask to be born that way or whatever, or have these type of issues going on in your brain. But it is what it is. But you can help it. Like, you can learn how to live with it, you know, and actually live a good life, even if you suffer from any of that stuff. It's next, genetics. Also, that's another thing that's out of your control. You're not invincible. Your mind and body are your everything. Take care of it as best you can. Things out of your control. What food are you eating? Exercise, housing, work demands. It is a lot, because it's one thing to take care of your mental health and physical health, but it's another thing going back to reality. Because what if you don't have a job, and what if you can't for some reason get any coverage for like health insurance, like being low income or whatever? It's kind of hard to take care of yourself then, isn't it? Or maybe work demands. Jeez, maybe you're like working so much that you're just so drained, so tired that you can't eat right, you can't exercise right. Like, it's, and is that where it comes down to, like, things being out of your control with how the environment you're around is treating you, you know, like the burnout. All I know is it's like a car. It's like a machine. You have to do a lot of maintenance on it. So that's physical, that's, you know, going to the doctor, that's taking care of your eyes, your teeth. It's a lot. And it's unfortunate that it's so much money. Could have had it all, man. And then also mentally, then it's, you know, checking up on your brain too, but it's, even that can cost a lot of money too. So how do I take care of myself in a world that never cared about me to begin with? Whatever you can do. It's like whatever you can take control of in your life, and that's usually you. That's a fucking hard one. What the hell? What the hell is this video? I don't know. This is what I learned, which, as you can see, is nothing. Because, like, how I am here, like, I was tired of not being able to do anything, like, not feeling like life was so out of control. Then I realized I can control how I react to certain news that I hear. And so that's also taking a step back from social media, but also seeing why is it doing it to me. And, like, I'm very susceptible. I am so naive. Well, I'm better now, but I still have, like, that's how I grew up, very naive and, like, trusting of everything. So and then we became what, like, a conspiracy theorist and just freaking critical of everything, like very paranoid. And that's great. It's not so bad, but also for that, I also figured out what I could control, and that was how I was feeling. So I went to the doctor, and then I got all that stuff situated. The next step, I gotta go back to the dentist and get my eyes done, damn it. Oh, I hate it. I hate it, but it's gotta be done, because if you don't do it, it's just gonna get worse. Like, that's how it is. Like, just get it done now if you can. I mean, there's a lot of shop around for insurance, because there is a lot of stuff that you can get that is fairly cheap. Hopefully. I know it's a different circumstance for every single one of us, and everybody deserves good vision and nice teeth. What the fuck? Okay. Human behavior. What if we're the aliens? Y'all a bit too weird, not gonna lie. Who the fuck wrote this slideshow? Anyway, after everything you learned about yourself, we had to turn that back on. Anyway, okay. After you learned about yourself, now look at everyone else. Has everybody else also worked on themselves? No. That's the hardest part. If you've made it to the self-awareness or reflection and you know who you are in this world, one of the worst feelings, in my opinion, is reaching that and then slowly realizing all the people around you have not done the same. For me, there's a lot of people that have been self-reflecting and self-aware. I think we're at that age where it just clicks. I don't know how to describe it. It's just you're older now and you're starting to see and you've experienced a lot of stuff, so that kind of thing. But that one, majority of the population I've met, a lot of people don't like to be uncomfortable. That's all I'll say. Born into a society that expects a lot of us to basically just continue on like how our parents continued on. Emotional creatures, am I right? Just straight up weird and interesting, not much else to say. A floating rock with 8.6 billion weirdos, it should be fine. We need water, food, and shelter. Oh, that's a basic one. Always fighting, can't get along. Not all of us though. Yeah. I think I don't know what it is, if it's too many damn people or not much guidance of what to follow, that people are able to think what they want. There's too many people that think their opinion matters. Does mine? To me it does. To everybody else, no. It doesn't matter. It's a drop in the hat of 8.6 billion. Human behavior, though, has always confused me because I've had to observe people a lot to be able to talk to others. Oh no, I don't know if that's right. To convey certain emotions to other people. Yeah, human behavior is weird because I don't understand a lot of it. I don't know why. And then it doesn't make sense to me. And so I've had to study how people react in certain situations. That way I can convey that's the emotion I want you to know how I'm feeling. Because most of the time I'm deadpan. You can't, someone will tell the funniest thing ever and I think it's hilarious and just no emotion whatsoever. And it's then people think, oh, that kind of thing. You're stuck up or you're just not a fun person or something. And it's no, I thought it was pretty funny. I just didn't feel like laughing. I don't know. I think it's funny, but I didn't feel like having to make myself, which I don't know what the hell that is. Who knows? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. All I can tell you is human behavior is weird as fuck. Not gonna lie, it's just strange. Because you're used to one kind. If you're around just keep a small world or whatever, and then you see all this other stuff, the one that doesn't make sense to me right now that I could do an example of has to be the trends, or influencers and trends. So the big ones, Stanley Cup, Labubu's, that kind of shit. That I don't understand. That's just consumerism. I don't know if it's shopping addiction or people trying to feel like they belong or something. Or if they don't even have complete control of their impulses. Ooh, that's something, isn't it? Who's in control? Next one. Welcome to the circus. Welcome to the circus. Are we, the masses, being represented? From what I've seen, no. They are not being represented at all. It's it's fake. It's also a soap opera, which is great. Feels like a reality TV show. It's a shit show. Two-party system, two choices, pick the lesser evil. That's what everybody says. Add more fuel to the fire instead of trying to put it out or fix it. Profits over people. That's the current motto of the US. Profits over people. Sheep mentality. People vote emotionally. People vote by name. Also charisma. If you get a charismatic leader up there, we're cooked. Okay, no research into policies. Us versus them. Why vote? Your vote doesn't matter. Debate class in high school was a prequel. 7 deadly sins. It's not doing much but dividing us more. It's not working for the people. Got some papers down here. I got notes. Corruption. And it's not just us. It's not our country. Or it's not just our country. Besides the ones that got overthrown, but I haven't heard anything. Like, no news from them, and I haven't searched from, like, other countries. The ones that had the Gen Z revolution, if you remember that. Do you remember? Okay. Corruption. It's corruption all around. It's great. We're gonna move on. Society and reality. Uh-oh. So this is where I have to free. I got a few notes, but not much. Alright. Society and reality. I'm just gonna go all three and then talk about them. The next one is the world. Is it happening everywhere else? Yes. The whole world's corrupt. Pressure, live up to expectations, it's all on you. Never wanting to improve themselves. That's kind of like with the individualism that you hear a lot about Western society, where you just think about yourself or like your main family. It's kind of that hyper individualism is a word that you hear them use a lot. And it's so funny, you think people thinking about of just themselves, you think they would also work on themselves, you know, the self-awareness and reflection, but no, most of these motherfuckers are all narcissistic. Like, they're just so kind of like, well, I got mine, fuck the rest of you. That's how it is here. Like, for some people, it's not everybody. You don't want to generalize everything, okay? I have trouble with that, and it pisses me off when other people do it too. So what does society expect of you? To continue on, of course. Endless growth. Keep going. Keep going. American dream. What the hell is that? Nuclear family. White picket fence. Oh yeah, that's fun. I mean, if that's what you want, alright. I never wanted that. That would be my nightmare. Not a dream. And I hated that ever since it was like an American dream, because you'd see like paintings like that too. And it's like, I must not be American because that's not my dream. Because it's, not everybody wants that. The only part of the American dream I wanted was the house. And just a small house. I just wanted a fucking cabin, man. That's all I want. Damn. Another thing with society. We live in a patriarchal society. What does that mean? Who knows? Oh, that's just like where it's, man, like, no, not entire, yeah, patriarchal. It's all, man, yeah, it's great. If you're a woman watching this, it is what it is. The thing with like people saying like down with the patriarchy, yeah, I'm for it, but there's something, because I try to see all different perspectives as much as I can to then try to figure out, okay, now what do I believe with all this different hoopla going on? Like, what do I want to stand for? What makes sense to me and what helps other people besides just me and my agenda? Anyway, I've been seeing a lot where it's replace it with the matriarchal one, and no. It's the same damn thing as a two-party system. You can't, something else needs to be done. It can't be a complete patriarchal society, but if you go matriarchal, nothing will change. It'll switch, stuff will change and it'll switch around, but it's the same, it's two sides of the same coin. You understand? And it's like, I know when you're a woman and you're hearing that, it's kind of like, you can't fucking, you can't abandon everybody. You know, you can't just abandon, like, together bros, balance. Like, I don't understand. Is it that fucking hard to get along? Like, is it that hard? I gotta calm down. That's a whole nother conversation, and I honestly do not know enough about patriarchal societies or matriarchal, if they exist. I do not. I think there is. I have to do more research to really, like, talk about that. Anyway, all I know is that it's shit, no matter what. Social norms, fuck social norms. Look at me. Fuck social norms, bro. Like, I hate people. Okay, so when I was growing up, so many times, like, I've had to not wear this or do this differently because I wanted to fit in. But it turns out I actually didn't care to fit in. It was more, I felt this kind of silent shame that I have to fit in or else I'm going to be isolated or ostracized by my peers, kind of thing. It's when you're different. It's that feeling. And so for me, that was like dyeing my hair different colors, piercings, tattoos, being open, loud, and proud of who I am. And that took fucking years to get to that point. And I'll be fucking damned, bro. If, like, society changes back to more, like, traditional and conservative type of views, which it already has since the election. But you can also see that it's a generalization that they're doing. And it's the media tries to make it sound like everybody's doing it. They're not. I'm so angry. Also, the world's fucked. No, it's not. What did I learn about the world? It's big. It's a pretty big world. That most of the stuff that we're going through, some of it, a lot of it's happening to a lot of other countries too, kind of. Like, in their own ways. So I don't believe in the grass is, like, greener on the other side, you know? Because there's pros and cons to every single country. The world, though, is a corrupt place. Full of corrupt people. But it's also full of a lot of good people, too. It's something you have to remember. What I learn about the world? That it's so big and small at the same time. The pressure. So what do I mean by the pressure? I mean the pressure to live up to something or to do something, you know? That's kind of what it is. Like, if you have expectations on you, and even if you don't, if nobody's putting that kind of, like, an expectation on you, expecting something out of you, you know, like, what are you going to live up to be? Even you will put that expectation on yourself, you know? It's too much pressure. It's all on you. That's why I came back to make some videos, because I'm unhappy with the world in general. And for some reason, I'm a nobody. Like, I'm one person, and I feel a tremendous amount of pressure for some reason to do something. And I don't mean, like, do something crazy. I mean just to try to help. And right now, the only way I am able to help is to just use my small platform with what I got, but also my voice. And that's how it starts out, you know. And, the pressure, what do I mean by that? For me, it's just I see everything that's going on, and it feels like nobody's doing anything. And there's a lot of people that are also speaking up finally and questioning stuff and getting more involved. And it's slow, but it's going. And it felt like, well, I have to do something, because I'm not really doing anything really productive in life. I mean, I'm working and doing hobbies, but maybe I can put some of this time towards, at the very least, getting people to question more about just life in general, and not like just life, the meaning of life, but really question how things are being run, you know, because we all live here. Why wouldn't you want to know what's going on? You know, like, but that's the whole thing. I'm talking like politically wise. It's hard to stay up to date, you know, and it's hard to keep in the know, especially when maybe you're not sure of who to trust, whether it's media or... It's so weird that it starts to get you to question everything. And then what do you believe? You know, it feels like a psyop. I'm not gonna lie. And it doesn't help that most of our brains, we're all overthinkers. If you got a brain, you're thinking, bro. And it does not help in this situation whatsoever, because there's nothing to fall back on. Like, I try to go back to what I learned in school, and it's like I can't trust a lot of what I learned in school, like, is what it feels like. Oh, God. It just... When you start to question everything, then it's like, what do you do? Oh, a lot of stuff needs to change, and I don't know how to go about it. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is just talk about it, you know? Anyway, this is bleak as fuck. So songs and quotes, we're just going to move on, man, because I'll keep talking about it. And that doesn't... We need to move on, man. Songs and quotes that sum up my thoughts better than my squishy brain. Okay, so there's some songs that I put up there. I don't know if I have all of the names of everybody, like the artist, so... Do with what you will with that. Do with what will that... Okay. So songs and quotes. Another one, I don't know if I put it on there. Walking on a Dream, that's a good one. They don't really, because there's some random ones I put on there just because I think they sound nice. So yeah, and some of my favorite songs. So that's just something for you. Quotes, it is what it is. Nothing personal, just business. Survival of the richest, smartest, fittest, etc. You could put anything in there. Could be worse. But it could be a hell of a lot better, bros. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You can apply that anywhere. You can apply any of this anywhere. Life's like a roller coaster, ups and downs. That's something my dad's always told me. Life's a game. That's something I live by. Balance, another one I live by. Profit over people. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Trust no one. Question everything. No one is coming to save you. Unity and community. We're all in this together. Anyway, another thing about like what's going on price wise, like the cost of living, the quality of life, you know, it's all hitting at the same time. And whatever echo chamber you try to distract yourself in and disappear and just be a little ignorant to reality is also turning into shit. Everything. Every fucking trash day. Every single thing is turning to shit. Profits over people. Thing is, people will keep trying you if they don't see a consequence. That's why it's like all this shit where people are like, why the fuck are these companies even selling this shit product that's crap quality and it's like at this price? And it's like, well, who keeps buying it, man? As long as you keep buying, they will keep fucking us over. Like, that's the thing. The main thing I can see for like big change, oh god, you'd have to somehow get all the masses together, and that ain't gonna happen. But boycotts, you know? Like what? When do you actually see big change from corporations? When the money runs dry. That's how you fight back against people with money. You take the money away from them. Don't buy. Like it's hard, but I feel like once you see reality for how it is, it's not that fucking hard to boycott. Like, I still have problems with it, and I'm also coming off, like, I'm a shopaholic, so I have a shopping addiction. It's not a hobby. It's a fucking addiction, bros. Another video. Anyway. That whole thing with the cost of living, though, what I wanted to say is, like, how I see it. It's like people drowning, you know? And then you get people that got life preserves. What the fuck is that? Life jackets or whatever, or those little buoy things. What the hell are those called? Those ring donuts? I don't even know. Some people get them. Not everybody will get them, like a life jacket. And then some people get fished out of the water. Some other people won't. And then I think of it as like you're treading water, alright? You're all good, you're just treading. And then slowly you start to get tired. Maybe something's weighing you down. And then eventually you're gonna drown. And you look around and there's all these other people in the same exact position that you're in, all at different levels. There's some people already drowned. That's how I see the cost of living and us. It's like how long can you keep treading water until you drown too, you know? It's that kind of thing. It's like, well, nothing's being done at all because not enough people are hurting. It's like, how many people? Like, how? It's like, I don't want to do it. Somebody else will. And you know what that is? It's a bystander effect. Just like if you see a crash or something and you're the first, you need to point to somebody and tell them, you motherfucker, like you right there, don't call them that, but you tell them, call 911, all right? Easy. Because you have to do that because everyone's going to look around and be like, well, someone else will call 911, right? And what if nobody else does? It's a bystander effect. You become complacent, you know, then you're just watching. And that's also how I feel about the political landscape in the US too. That, yeah, it feels like a bystander effect. I was doing it too. I was like, someone else will do it, you know? I don't have to do anything. It's like I'll just continue living in my little comfortable bubble for as long as it will exist in this society, which I don't think it will last long if things continue the way they are going. Now, could I be overthinking everything and just really getting into the doomerism of everything and just the negativity and how bad it all is, and maybe things will change for the better. And then I would have been like overreacting the whole time. Same with the majority of people. That's a possibility, it is. But do you really want to bet on that? Like, come on, bros. Come on. Like, it's so weird when you grow up with a certain outlook of how the US is and what it means to be here, to be an American, you know? And to have this type of pride of who you are, of what your country is, you know? And then it all to be what ended up to be a lot of propaganda pumped through school. And you could go both ways with that. Like do your damn research, bros. But no, that's too hard. I don't know how to Google. Like, oh my God, I'll just have Chat GPT tell me. Okay. Next, final thoughts. I'm going off the fucking rails. Why? Because I'm fucking exhausted. I'm tired. And it's not just the fact that I need to get some sleep, all right? Final thoughts. We're all here in the present time. Don't stress yourself out over the past and future. Learn from the past, go through it, and learn how to cope and accept the reality. This world, this life is full of the unknown. It's okay to fear it. Don't let it control your life. Many things that can happen in your life will be completely out of your control. Learn the things you can control. That's a big one. It's not your fault. Now, that's also a lot of self-awareness and some reflection that you have to do to where you might have to take accountability, because there's a lot of times where, yeah, it is your fault. A lot of times, yep, it's my fault. But a lot, if you're feeling like anything of what I'm feeling, just really burnt out on life in general, it's not your fault. This society will wring you out, bro. Yeah, it'll chew you up and spit you out. That's how it is. And then also your brain is your biggest op, okay? Don't let anybody tell you different, because if it's not another person, if it's not an animal, or if it's not Mother Nature trying to take you out, your own brain will try to take you out, okay? That's why you have to fucking learn it. Like, you need to maintain the brain if you can. Next, everything is going to be okay. Breathe. And continue on. Alright, drop the LOTR Hope. So that was it. Part 2 was also a mess, but this is a video I just wanted to get out there, and then I'm going to continue on making videos. Who knows? I might disappear for another year. No, I got stuff to do, which is unfortunate. Anyway, so I'm going to leave you with this. Alright, listen to this. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Fellowship of the Ring. Good watch. Anyway. Hold up. Bro, I have not seen Lord of the Rings in so long. When I see a lot of comments of people saying, now who knows, it could be bots too. Oh, that's another thing about the internet. Okay. Oh, why did it have to happen during my time? Like, I hate this timeline. That's one that you see a lot in the comments. And it's just like, me too. And I see a lot of how, well, I don't want to do it. Like, why do I have to, you know? It's not my job to do it. And it's like, that's going towards the bystander effect too. Someone else will take care of it. And yeah, they might, but what if nobody else does? It takes one person. And the problem with everything that's going on in the whole world, it's gonna have to take a whole lot more than one person. And it's every single fucking individual that has to step up and be like, no, fuck this shit. This ain't right. Like, come on. Like, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Here's our last one. Frodo. I can't do this, Sam. That's what Frodo says. Sam. Sam says, I know. It's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here. But we are. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were. And sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you. That meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now, folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back. Only they didn't. They kept going, because they were holding on to something. Frodo's like, what are we holding on to, Sam? And Sam says, that there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for. Ooh. Zam. Jeez. Like, it's so great. Few films to leave you off with. This is some homework. I hate homework. I've always hated homework. But here's some homework for you. Because I don't know you. I don't know who you are. So here's some homework for you, alright? First one. Lord of the Rings Marathon. Hobbit 2. Now, you can do The Hobbit first and then Lord of the Rings to really get the storyline. I don't give a damn. I like to watch what was the first film out, and that's how I watch my films. Same with Star Wars. So you need to have a Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you can see that, actually. Star Wars Marathon. I think it's Happy Gilmore. Whatever that Adam Sandler movie with the golfing. That one's good. Okay, watch that one for a good laugh. Next film to watch is They Live. That's an 80s film. I think it's 80s. That one you need to watch because it's also 80s. So if you know anything about the 80s, it's raunchy. Okay, just keep that in mind. But it's great. It's a great movie. Mullets all around. Put your sunglasses on and see the world for how it really is. And that movie is great. You'll understand more about, if you don't know already, what subliminal messaging and kind of like propaganda bullshit is. That's a good film to introduce you, because that's how it introduced me. Not gonna lie. When I was a kid, that's what introduced me to it. Anyway, I'm not gonna say anything else about that film because it's something that you have to watch without reading anything about it, any spoilers, just because I think it's great. It's a classic. Is it B-rated? I don't know, but They Live. I'm going part-time as a conspiracy theorist. Wish me luck. Video's a mess as always. Hopefully this video got you thinking, and hopefully it's not thinking I'm a complete idiot and just out there, but hopefully thinking about more of your own life and what's going on, because we don't have an obligation, but kind of live here. Am I right? Like, I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to better the world. Like, and I'm, like, if you knew me when I was a kid, a jackass, a real big cynic, and just still kind of am, but also hateful and just did not care, and for some reason, like, wanted anarchy, did not like authority whatsoever, hated the government, all that. And for some reason I grew up into somebody that wants to help and be a good person. What the fuck? I'm telling you, the teenage younger me would be so disappointed into what I've grown up into. And I love that shit, you know? Right out of spite, man. That's why I live. I live out of spite because that teenager wanted me dead, okay? Bitch, I'm telling you, you can grow, you can change for the better. It's hard, it's a long journey. You're gonna suffer because there will always be suffering in life. That is a part of life that you have to accept, but you can always ease the suffering. It just takes a lot of patience and time, to be honest. I'll work on the videos so that they're going to be a little bit more structured, because this was really out there, like, not much structure to it, so I understand. I don't need to hear shit about it, bro. I know I suck. Anyway, so take care of yourselves out there, bros, physically and mentally. Like, and it's hard. Oh, it's hard, because everything will try to tear you down, including yourself, including your brain. And it's, I don't know, you have to think of it as a game. You have all these, what do you call that, opponents, or like things that try to take you out. Don't let it. Like, it's like a game, man. You have to learn skills, get some perks, gain experience points, XP, okay, in order to strengthen your mind and body to be able to withstand the society around you, alright? Like, it's not too hard, is it? If you're a consumer, like, if you like to buy stuff, just don't buy diecast. Don't do it. Just find them on sale somewhere. Estate sales or yard sales. Don't buy them full price. Fuck that shit. Unless it's special to you. Damn it. That's like me. That's why I bought all mine. That's great. Okay. Anyway. Peace